Welcome to the stream, everybody. Welcome to Final Fantasy XIV Online. Please excuse my voice. I've got a little bit of a strained voice. So if I'm a little quiet today, please forgive me. We are heading in to, I think it's our 7th episode with Mistwalker. Well, let's have a quick chit chat and see what's going on. Minfilia, hi. A hero in the making. Minfilia is wearing a wry smile. Might it have something to do with your newfound fame? Well, let's see, shall we? Until not so very long ago, you're but one of the many adventurers seeking to make their way in Eosia. But for your character and courage, you were raised to the esteemed post of envoy. Thereafter, you travelled the realm, aiding those in need without thought of reward, confirming to Ida and Papalimo that the Scions would benefit from your aid. And no sooner had you joined us than you personally bested the primal Ifrit. There we go. You have achieved a great deal in a short time, and won fame in so doing. Alas, fame does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. We have guests, Mistwalker. Or rather, you have guests. Uh-oh. Beg pardon? Ah, Lady Minfilia, radiant as always. I am given to understand that the Scions of the Seven Dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero into their midst. I'm here on... I'm here on behalf of the Maelstrom, Grand Company of Limsa Lominsa, to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. Excuse me, let me try some warm water on that. All right, that's a little better. Sigh, I don't look at her. As you can see, Mistwalker, your recent exploits have garnered you the attentions of the Grand Companies of Eosia. Each organization would have Ifrit's Bane for its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. What? They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit. That they have is evidence of their high regard for you. I find myself wondering how word of Mistwalker's deeds spread so quickly. That the immortal flame should know of her triumph is to be expected. But what of the other grand companies? Ah! Your reputation precedes you, Mistress Lunara. 'Tis no ordinary woman who can face a primal and emerge the victor. And imagine our pride when we learned that you began your journey as an adventurer in our own Gridania. Know that the people hold you in high esteem and that you will always be welcome among us. The Order of the Twin Adder has need of valiant women such as you. Join your strength to ours, our friend, and together let us ensure that peace ever reigns over the Twelveswood. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you, Mistress Lunara. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. A woman of your talent belongs with the immortal flames. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us secure a prosperous future for Ul'dah. The Admiral was not exaggerating when she said you had the look of a hero. Full oft does she speak of you, my friend. It is only natural that we should want you for the Maelstrom. Join your strength to ours, and together let us see the grand vessel of Limsa Lominsa to the shores of glory. Right. I know, Misty. What's going on? Oh, goodness. Lady Menfilia. Ah, very well. Though I am sure you need no reminding, mayhap a brief summary of the situation would help to clarify your thoughts on this matter. As you know, the grand companies are all-encompassing organizations empowered to call upon the martial, economic, and technological resources of their respective city-states in times of strife. There are presently 3 such organizations in Eorzea: the Maelstrom of Limsa Lominsa, the Order of the Twin Adder of Gridania, and the Immortal Flames of Ul'dah. Serving a Grand Company means serving the nations to which it belongs. You will be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you will be furnished with various rewards, some of which may well prove useful to you in your other endeavors. If you are agonizing over which of the Grand Companies best deserves your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment you make this day need not be permanent. Should you wish to shift your allegiance at a later date, you are entitled to do so, and yet I concede that it is no small choice you face. Ah, a thought occurs to me. You will, of course, recall that the 3 city-states are planning to hold remembrance services. Well, as part of the proceedings, I am given to understand that the leader of each Grand Company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers? Oh, they like it. A fine suggestion. You are as wise as you are beautiful, my lady. Very well, let Mistwalker hear our leaders speak, then return here with her decision. We eagerly await your answer. Ah, lovely. No pressure then. None at all, my friends. I know, Tataru. I know full well that adventurers are by their nature a liberty-loving breed, and not best suited to the discipline of military service, but I strongly urge you to join a Grand Company nonetheless. While the promise of reward is enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of great power, Mistwalker, and with it you are capable of doing untold good. Yet know that great power is wont to attract attention, not all of it friendly. There will be those who wish you ill. You must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one woman. In the midst of a grand company, however, you'll be one woman amongst many, friend amongst friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization need not mean leaving another. I hope that we can continue to rely upon your aid. The 12 know that we will have need of it in the days ahead. The Grand Company seek to protect their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect that you'll be afield more often in the future. As such, I would have you carry this link pearl with you at all times. It will allow us to stay in touch regardless of location. Eorzea is changing, Mistwalker, and you have the power to help shape it anew. None can say what the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we cannot achieve. Now it is time you made ready for your journey. Before you depart, be sure to speak to Tataru. She will apprise you as to where and when the remembrance services are due to take place. That is a lot of reading. All right. All right, let's go speak with Tataru, or Tataru, I think as she's called. I'm sorry about all the attention you're getting, Mistwalker. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly and often, to a few too many people. Next time I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know where and when the remembrance services are taking place. If all goes to plan, Gridania's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Adder, will hold the first of the 3 services, and Elder Seed Seer Khan A. Senna will deliver her address at Maketo's amphitheatre. I should probably mention at this point that due to the organizational challenges involved in assembling all of the involved parties, it's possible that the order of the services might change. Still, there's not much that we can do about that, so make Gridania your first port of call. Next, you'll need to go to Ul'dah, where Flame General Rabban Uldin will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored there's to be a special guest. How exciting! Last but not least, you must make your way to the stateroom in Limsa Laminta, where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Melvin Blofiswen will be giving her address. The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the sentry Xanthale, and he will admit you. Got all that? Well, off you go then. I hope you find the Remembrance services suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-states in my prescribed order, though with your record of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may well change in favor of your preferred travel plans. Farewell. So you can visit these services in any order you see fit. You don't have to do it in the order that they suggest. I've done it both ways. But this time I think we'll just do it their way. Is that New Gridania? Yes. Let's return to New Gridania. And we might grab some food, not because of the benefits it gives us, but because of the XP boost it will give us. Let's do that before we forget. Is that a weapons coffer? I don't think it matches the level of weapon we've got, though. Oh no, let's not open that with this character, this class. Level 21 for level 40, that is not good. 17,726 in gold. I know, it's expensive, isn't it? Just living is expensive. Oh no. Genderland's token, I should probably put that in with my retainers. Have I actually made my retainers yet? I don't think I have. Ah, that's funny. Anyway, what am I doing? That's a very good question. I'm heading for Maketo's Amphitheater. I know, what's that about? There we go. Here's one I unlocked earlier. Oh my goodness. Here's our destination. Now, have I got the sound up?
I lost my son to the calamity.
There you go.
The 3 Seedseers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body. Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest.
Oops, I should be pushing buttons.
Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago.
Wow.
Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat.
Right.
5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk
pox
the
on that
high
bloody
roads without
Ixal.
fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
Oh dear.
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder's standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity, we must think of the children.
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the
All
forest.
the elementals!
Wow, okay. A little bit of history of Eorzea there, a little bit of history of New Gridania at least.
If you'll permit me, Alfie no.
Okay.
And my sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler.
You didn't remember me from the...
You might call
Carriage?
us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
Mm-hmm. This will be interesting. Let's bring that down a little bit. Bring my voice up a little bit. Right. The Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have to contend with two beast tribes. The Ixal are unquestionably the more troublesome, being a naturally warlike disposition, and want to summon their bloodthirsty primal Garuda. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous, rather malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with the Gridanians, until recently at least. Alas, they have grown aloof. A chance observed at roughly the time they summoned the primal Ramu. The Gridanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict a last resort. Though they clash with the Ixal ever more regularly, you may be assured that they do so in self-defense. As for the Sylphs, they are as yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will be before it is broken. The Twelves would have grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood, and thereby the power of the elementals, will put an end to their woes. Yet how long will that take? Centuries, I'd wager. Meanwhile, the Ixal will continue their incursions, spurred on by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later it will come to an all-out war, and when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them then? Well, perhaps we'll find out if the Elder Seedseer's words fell on fertile ground. Wow, Alice is just so quiet. Okay, so Alice has the red ribbon, I think, and Alphino has the black? Or is it the other way around? It's hard to tell. Well, well. I have mail. I know. I have retainers too now, so that, yes, I will get my mail. So when you subscribe. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Muggles are supposed to hide in trees and avoid contact with outsiders. Why ever would they agree to carry about letters? Why, indeed, if I had my way, I'd be curled up under the canopy of a nice oak, dreaming about some beautiful mooglet with a rainbow-coloured pom-pom. Goopo! But no, the moon had to go and drop from the sky, causing all of that terrible commotion. Etherites were shattered and link pools rendered useless. For moons, the poor wingless people of Eorzea had no way of communicating with each other beyond screaming at the top of their lungs, which no one really approved of. Goopo! That is until the little horned ones asked us to assist them by delivering messages. At first we were wary of showing ourselves, worried that one of you might catch and skin us like you do every other forest fairy. But once we saw how much we were appreciated, we knew we'd found our new calling. And I personally promised to try and not read anything along the way. Goopo! Look at what we have here. 5 new letters have arrived just for you. Goopo! Alright. So, posed as a wind-up Zidane minion, dashing like its namesake, and a pair of Azama's earrings, audacious like the goddess. Okay, we'll take that. We'll grab this Moogle delivery service. The Moogle delivery service can be accessed by speaking with one of the many delivery Moogles stationed throughout Eorzea. By clicking on a Moogle letterbox, the service can be used to send messages, items, and guild to anyone on your friend list. Clicking the New button located in the upper right corner of the Moogle delivery service window will open the letter editor. In addition to composing your message, this interface can be used to specify a recipient as well as to attach guild and items. That's lovely. Alright. So basically, when you subscribe to Final Fantasy, I think the rest are costumes with no bonuses, so I'll leave those for the moment because they're safe in there. We'll just grab our wind-up Zane and use that and get him out of our backpack. He's now in our minion list. So we have a couple of minions. He's obedient, is he? Once upon a time there lived a debonair youth who belonged to a band of thieves masquerading as a theatre troupe. Legend holds that he and his fellows set out to kidnap a royal princess, an act that led him to embark upon a quest to ensure the very survival of the star. There you go. And the wind-up airship is Despite it being the first and most ambitious undertaking by the Highwind Skyways founder Tatanora, the Invincible actually never took flight. Its 10-year construction period plagued by accidents, material shortages and sabotage, and outright incompetence. There you go. Alright, so that's that. You will know you have mail if it's up here. What we did that for is because we're going to grab our Azema's earrings, which will help us with everything else. Ooh, and I haven't equipped my Dawn Wrist Guards, which we got from the dungeon. Right, so now we have an item level of 23. Woohoo! Don't spend it all at once. We're going to head on over to Uldar now, I think. Yes, Uldar next. So we'll just click on the blue, which gives us the map, and then we're going to click over here, and I'm going to click on that. It would be cheaper actually to take the, let's not do that. That's like an entire costume piece of armor is what I'm trying to say. Or an earring, possibly. I still have all of these other jobs to do. I kind of really want to do them, but it does make a mess in your backpack, in your armory chest. Let us go to the airship landing. I know. We might as well just save about 400. I think it'll save us. Go to Uldar. Yeah, see, 545 or 120, take your pick. Today it's the guild wins out. Okay, now because I've skipped the cutscenes, once I've seen them, I didn't get to see that one again. That's fine. This actually puts us in a good position to, let's go to the Hustings strip, to see the, I know, I'm just looking at my quests. It's alright. To head over to where we're meant to be here in Uldar. We'll get to know this space fairly well if we ever become a paladin. We'll get to chat with Genlands quite a bit. But that's a story for another day. Here's my destination. Alright, I'll just grab the sound, make sure it's up so you can hear these people. I keep having to turn it down so the music doesn't deafen us, but here we go. Let's get a little bit of deafening going on over here. Right.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanimo herself!
And Roban as well!
She's so
Hark
tiny.
you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore. Hurrah! Rauban! Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold, where by the grace and glory of Naldal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Uldar!
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save?
Uh-oh.
You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth.
You don't
We
see a lot of
stand
that.
on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Uldar stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you. Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Uldar, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Uldar. As Uldar prospers, so shall her people.
Okay.
Yeah, for Uldar!
Together we are one.
Your Grace.
Raoban?
Oh wow. She is tiny. Or
People
he's just
of
very big.
Uldar, I, Nanimo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Uldar. Yet those who measured that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Uldar, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Wow.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the inferno, for we are, by fire, reborn!
Right. Well, that is one take, I guess.
Forsooth!
The time is now!
Fancy meeting you again.
You did say you were doing a tour. It's not a surprise. The Uldans have a long history of conflict with the Amaljaar, the beast tribe that worships the primal Ifrit. Judging by your look of distaste, I take it you have encountered them. The Uldans do not shy from the confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they'll seek to crush it. So have they dealt with Ifrit thus far, smothering his flames each time he is stoked to life. Yet he is but one of several problems. Though they have been quiet these past 5 years, the Garleans have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves, and Uldar has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultanate's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had the coin, resources will ever be finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that the Amaljaar are summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do so, the Uldan send their forces to smite the primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition which they cannot well sustain. Small wonder then that the immortal flames are eager to recruit more members. At such a desperate hour, an adventure of your experience would be a most welcome addition to their ranks. Oh dear. Alice does not like this situation, I think. Well. Attend the remembrance service at the stateroom in Limsa Laminza. Well, let's go. We might head straight up to the airship again, I think. Again, please excuse my voice. It is rather tired today, I think. Might be a little bit of a short stream if it continues. Let's go to the airship landing, save ourselves some gil. We're going to be gearing up in a bit. Our airship ticketer. Limsa Laminsa. 120 gil is a much nicer fee than whatever it was we were about to pay. Alright, so we've cut the cutscene. We'll talk to Blandhass. We'll go to Bulwark Hall. Bulwark. One of those. We'll head across to Xanthale, who lives opposite the lift, and have a word with him. Here to attend the remembrance service. Be quick, the Admiral is due to give her address at any moment. Let's go.
The
Now,
Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
Oh,
It's
dear.
sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay.
700. Britannia's only 500.
In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Ah, yeah, ah, ha, ha, yeah, ha!
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say.
He's got a thing for flags, I think.
The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the
Right.
Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilfir's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa.
And Britannia.
I swear to you, no
And
army ever
Ulda.
fought harder or with more courage. Yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom.
I am rather fond of mine, too.
Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin
bastards.
have risen?
While the mines of Ogomero spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now, the curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest.
Well, I think she's the first one to mention adventuring brothers at all.
Mark ye well. A crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all.
Long live the Admiral!
Okay. I kind of like her speech over all the others. But,
where's me cutlass?
where's me cutlass?
I'll
Oh
follow
no!
ye to the seven hells, Admiral!
Fancy meeting you again.
What a surprise, Alphino. As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limsa Lominsa is plagued by two beast tribes. The first are the fish-like Sahagin, worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribe's presence weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Limsa Lominsa's backyard. And that is to say naught of internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there's no end to the blood feuds between the various factions, and while they fight amongst themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Lominsans are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside, and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect that they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched a deeper shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. And again, Alisay turns away. She is the one with the red bow. She's looking at him like, brother, you talk too much. Mistwalker, this has been Philia. You're well, I hope. Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service has now concluded? A moment ago, you say. What a coincidence. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies. Well, delighted though we are to have them here at the Waking Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. Right. Let's do that for Minfilia, shall we? We'll just grab our Vesper Bay Etherite ticket and toddle on over. I'm going to use the very scientific method, although the Maelstrom did make a, probably to me, the most fair argument and mentioned adventurers. I'm going to roll a dice. I get a d12 here. So 1 to 4 is the guy on the left. 5 to 8 is the guy in the middle, and 9 to 12 is the guy on the end. So let's go see who that is, because I forget, and I'll roll it once we get there. So pretty much I rolled race and I rolled class or job for this character. So because I play a lot across the board, I think I have about 2,900 hours play under my belt, and most of that though is done in A Realm Reborn. So I'm kind of working my way into Heavenswood now so I can get a better understanding of that. And also with, oh, what do you call it? With the crafting, there's still so much I'm working on just getting my head around with this game. Because there's so many moving parts in it. It's really good. There's a lot to explore. Alright, so 1 to 4 is serpents, 5 to 8 is flames, and 9 to 12 is storm. Where's my D12 gone? There it is. Alright, 1D12. It's a 6. Man, that was the one company I didn't want to join, but okay, let's go join the Uldans. The flames. The flames, they burn. Minfilia. Welcome back, Mistwalker. Were the Grand Company leader's words as illuminating as you had hoped? Aye, each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see now why your services are in such demand. Would that there were more of you, Mistwalker. But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect on your decision? Once your mind is made up, pray give the Grand Company officers your answer. Sigh. I forgot to eat. Ooh, I did not remember this.
The gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies. As though the Calamity and 7th Umbral era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alize, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them.
Oh dear, if she doesn't slap you, Elfino, someone is going to.
Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds.
Oh no.
Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the 7th Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the
Look up
realm to
here.
despots who rewrite history to their convenience. There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I mean to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
My lady!
We are to escort you.
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all.
Alphino.
The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
It's a good plan, but will it work? You know what? I have changed my mind. The dice can't decide. I'm going to go with the Maelstrom because I liked their speech the most this time. How was the Admiral's speech? Ah, but you need not explain. That you stand before me now is answer enough. You've resolved to join the Maelstrom, have you not? I have resolved to join the Maelstrom. That's the spirit, lass. With allies like you, how much stronger is our crew? Let us brave the seas together, friend. Now the choice is made. It is time to add your name to our rolls. Make your way to Limsa Lominsa and seek out our Grand Company's headquarters. Alright, the company I keep. The Maelstrom. The Maelstrom recruitment officer seems eager to welcome you to Limsa Laminsa's grand company. Maelstrom Command is located on the upper decks. I'll send word to your personnel officer to expect you. The duties of a Maelstrom soldier can be both arduous and challenging, but I promise you, you'll not regret this choice. May your passage be swift and your bearing sure. Right. Limsa, you say? Well, there is no short way to Limsa. Let us grab the Aetheryte. Alright, let's have a look at what we've got. So I'm a level 40 conjurer because I have not done Sylphic studies yet. This is going to be interesting, is it not? Alright, we need to go to Maelstrom HQ. We also need to pick up our, well, let's do that first. We also need to pick up our dudes. I know, I forget what they are again. It's on the tip of my mind and I can't remember it. It's hopeless. We are going to the Aft Castle. Because at the Aft Castle, if you hang a right, you end up going to the Drowning Wench. And if you hang a left, you end up going to the Maelstrom HQ. Provided you're facing away from the stone. It's the opposite way around if you're looking at it. Alright. Here we go. Hail, adventurer. What business have you at Maelstrom Command? I am here to enlist if you'll have me. Then well met, and welcome to the Maelstrom. I'll need a name for the role, so... Wait a minute. You're her, aren't you? Mistwalker Lunara. You're just as our recruitment officer described. Glad to have you aboard, friend. Now, before I can accept your oath, you must be made aware of several... Sir! What is it, Private? And this had better be important. Sir, we've received a report from a lookout in Lower Lanasea, sir. Imperial forces have fired upon a High Wind Skyways airship. The vessel is in a bad way, sir, and appears to be banking for an emergency landing in Cedarwood. Cedarwood? Damn it! We have no troops available in that area. The bulk of our infantry is bogged down on the coast, skirmishing with the fishbacks. Lunara, this is highly irregular, but I fear your first duty in service of the Maelstrom must needs be unofficial. If our man in Lower Lanasea is correct, the airship will come down in territory crawling with Imperial scouts. If there are any survivors, we must reach them before the Galeans do. Oh god, and here's where I hope my gear's up to it. Make haste to Cedarwood, locate the airship, and if any of its occupants are alive, make sure they come to no further harm. We'll see about swearing you in upon your return. Alright, I'm trying to hold off gear until I hit level 50. We may not make it, but we'll see. Okay, head to Cedarwood to determine the fate of the airship and its crew. Looks like we're going to be going for a run. Just a small run, because we will take the Aetheryte. I should have held off on that, but never mind. We'll head on out to the Middle Lanasea gate. Always handy once you get that unlocked. And, right. Well, we missed a fate by the skin of our teeth. And we're kind of a bit of a high level at the moment. So let's, head on this way. We're going... Last time I ran across here without seeing where I was going, I ran into a hunt mark. And it kind of mulched me. Yeah. And we forgot to make the, Limsa our return point. So we'll have to do that once we get back. It's easy to forget. We don't have our Chocobo yet. We do not. I wonder if I have Grand Company seals in my... Not yet. We have yet to earn them right. We'll have to do a fate and see if they pop up. Mapping the realm, Lower Lanasea. Up to the Cedarwood. We haven't been to any of these places. It's hard to believe. I see it. Oh, whoa. I see that too. Nice. So each company has its own little scenario. You don't get to do the same one. So for the sake of science or your own curiosity, it's always good to have 3 characters, one in each company at this stage. You get a little bit of story for, like, it's slightly different variation on the story for each one. It's very, very good. A lot of fun. That's right, no skipping the cutscenes. When you've done the cutscene about a dozen times, you do tend to skip them just a little bit. Oh, these boys are a bit frisky. Well, that dodo's lucky it hasn't become lunch. They mustn't be hungry. An adventurer? What are you doing out here? No, wait, let's find some cover first. Uh-huh. It's a very big tree. Maelstrom Command Center. How do I know you're not an Imperial spy? You don't even have a uniform. Yes, it was highly irregular. Be at ease, sir. We are of the Maelstrom. You're a Garland Ironworks engineer, yes? One of our lookouts reported the attack on your craft. We're here to rescue you. You must be Lunara. Good work on reaching our friend here before the Imperials. Ah, never mind, mate. It's okay. I am so embarrassed, he says. You can't blame him. I've never seen a craft of this design. It must be Garland's work. Is there no end to the man's treachery? The secrets of Magitech belong in Imperial hands, and not to be squandered on Eorzean savages. Oh no. We're taking this craft back to the fortress. Dismantle it if you must, and bring the engineer. Someone must pay for Garland's crime. This is why you don't have an upswept haircut, okay? It gives you away every time. Scouting party from Castrum Oxidans, I'd say. Seems they want your ship, engineer. Wedge, you have to help him. That fool of a Lalafell was hiding inside the tiny Bronco. The tiny Bronco? Isn't that the new design people have been whispering about? It's the first airship we've built since the Calamity. The first since Master Garland, well, since he went missing. After years of work, she was finally ready for her first test flight, and she was soaring. She really was, till those bastards blasted her out of the sky. All right, pay attention. We're going to hit those Imperials hard and fast. If they want a souvenir from Eorzea, they can have a knife in the gut, but they're not getting that ship. Oh, and don't forget to save the Lalafell. What say you, Lunara? Ready to give these curs a hiding? I'm ready to try. Like a tidal wave, lads. Charge. Oh boy. waves this off from behind the tree. Ah, lovely. An ambush! To arms! An ambush. Alright, we take out the healers first, then the archers, and we try not to let anyone get killed. Gotcha. Easy peasy from the squeezy. Let's go. Imperial Thunderter, your healing days are done, my friend. I'm sorry. Oh no, you're an archer. Right, where's your healing friend? I wonder if that's... It could be the Imaginifier, actually. Yeah, it is the Imaginifier. My bad. That one should have gone first. That's the Decurion. Let's take out his friend first. And his other friend. Bestiarius. I wonder if those are like Beastmasters, but for the Empire. We don't need to refresh that yet. Savages, you cannot stand against the might of the Empire. I don't know, mate. We're doing a fairly good job. Except I think something else is about to join the fray. Alright, who's healing me? Who have I missed? No one. Some wind on that. Put some wind on that. Put some wind on that. Let's go. Take this big fella down before he takes out my friends. And if we see another Imaginarium or whatever he is, we'll take that down too. We should probably be aware of that as well. Make sure that our I know, haven't I ignored this guy enough? Oh, now I have. Ow. Unfriendly, have some wind. No, don't, not my friends. Oi, you mind? Get your tiny tin tushy facing this way, mister. Or facing the other way. We did it. We broke it. Biggs! Oh, Biggs! Wedge, you shouldn't have stayed with the ship. That was a close one. Too damn close. So, how's she look anyway? The auxiliary propeller is a dead loss, but I think we can wring enough thrust from the main propeller to get us airborne. A few minor modifications and we should be able to fly the tiny Bronco home. We'll stand watch until the ship is ready to take off. The Imperials will come looking for their scouts eventually, but I doubt they'll be here for a good while yet. Lunara, you're free to return to Maelstrom Command and complete your induction. Ordinarily, I'd ask you to stay, but I think we'd all feel better knowing an adventurer of your ability was safely sworn in and ready for the next mission. Rest assured, I'll inform Command of the part you played today. I, just wanted to say I'm sorry, you know, for calling you an Imperial spy and all that. Got that one wrong, didn't I? Seriously, though, if it hadn't been for you and the Maelstrom lads here, we'd be chained up in a dungeon by now. I'm in your debt, friend. We both are. Wedge. Oh, thank you. We're very grateful. Poor little fella. He nodded. It was enough. All right. Let us save ourselves a bit of a jog. We're going to head on back to the lower decks. And this time I'll remember to set it as my home point. All right. Induction into the Maelstrom. That's what's happening next. Bit of a slow episode today, but not too slow. I think we're getting a lot of story in here, which is kind of important. Alrighty, away we go. I know I started a bit later this morning because I was up late playing Final Fantasy last night, don't you know? That, and I've changed my wake-up time to 4:30. Welcome back, Lunara. I just heard the report. You needn't be concerned about the engineers. They completed their return trip without further Imperial interference. I must admit, I had my doubts at first, but it seems the stories about you are true. I look forward to seeing what else you're capable of. After you're properly inducted into the Maelstrom, of course. Now, speaking of your induction... yes, speaking of my induction... Till sea swallows all. The personnel officer stands ready to complete your induction into the ranks. So this is another quest that is solely for characters who join the Maelstrom. If you're in the Flame or the Serpents, you'll get a different scene. Slightly different scene. They have similarities. Let us start afresh, shall we? Oh, no. No fuss. Oh my gosh. You're welcome here, Mistwalker Lunara. That such a well-respected adventurer would choose to join our ranks is most heartening. Before you swear your allegiance to us, however, it is only right that I tell you exactly what it is you'll be joining. A grand company is more than simply a collection of soldiers. It is an all-encompassing organization which draws upon the resources of an entire city-state to form a united military force capable of standing against a nation's deadliest enemies. We of the Maelstrom are charged with meeting the threats posed by the Primals and the Garlean Empire and solving the many problems caused by the calamity. Every man and woman who serves under our colours has a role to play in keeping the great warship that is Limsa Lominsa afloat, and on whatever heading Chief Admiral Merlwyb Blofuswyn sees fit to set. As part of this grand vessel's crew, you'll be expected to take your turn at the oars, for the winds do not look favourable, lass, and the strength of an arm may be all that sees us safe to port. If I've lost you with talk of ship and oar, let me put it another way. A Maelstrom soldier labours till her last breath, fights until her last drop of blood. We give our all in service to this nation, and no less is expected of you. Lunara, it is customary for new recruits to swear an oath of their own, choosing upon entering the Maelstrom's ranks. Is there aught you'd like to say? You have my sword. What skills I have are yours. I will follow the Admiral to the very bottom of the abyss. What skills I have are yours till sea swallows all. Ah yes, the many and varied skills of the adventurer. I've no doubt that your travels have furnished you with such knowledge as will prove invaluable to our cause. Mistwalker Lunara, I hereby assign you the rank of Storm Private 3rd Class. You are now officially a soldier of the Maelstrom. Welcome aboard, Private. May you serve Limsa Lominsa well, till sea swallows all. Wow, you picked that up up fast, girl. I bet not every recruit gets that that welcome. My goodness. Back to the way. Can you hear me, Mistwalker? This is Moonfilia. An officer of the Maelstrom contacted me with news of your enlistment. My congratulations, Private Lunara. I have no doubt that you are eager to make the acquaintance of your new comrades, but I would ask that you pay a visit to your old ones first. Remember, though you are now a woman of the storm, you are no less a scion. Pray return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. There are some friends here whom I would very much like you to meet. We shall be waiting. No rest for the wicked, eh? Before you make yourself scarce, I recommend having a word with Commander Ricky. Might be worth your while. Commander Ricky. Well, let's go have a quick chat with Commander Ricky. You may now accept the quest, My Little Chocobo Maelstrom, by speaking with Rashat Ricky. This quest must be completed in order to proceed to the end of the main scenario for A Realm Reborn. Right? Because what is an adventurer without their faithful budgie? Oh, very cool. Now, delivery missions are unlocked. Oh, but we've got nothing to contribute. We'll have to fix that. Oh, okay, looks like we're going into crafting. You are now a member of a Grand Company and have been assigned the rank of Private 3rd Class. Your Grand Company and rank can be confirmed at any time under the Profile tab in the Character interface under Character in the main menu. Profile? Right here. Grand Companies pay their members not in guild but in company seals. You can confirm how many seals are currently in your possession under the Currency in the main menu. Seals can be earned by completing various Grand Company missions. Now you can do that. You can go into the main menu Character, you can find Currency, and you can pull that up. We now actually have a Company Seals entry now that we're a member of a Grand Company. I tend to be a bit lazy and I go Control-C, so I play keyboard and mouse, and it brings up the same screen. Right, let's go to here. A Grand Company Quartermaster, this one here, is stationed at each Grand Company headquarters and will exchange items for company seals. Company seals are only redeemable with the Grand Company that issued them. Supply and provisioning missions. The Grand Companies of Eorzea are in constant need of supplies and provisions to maintain their daily operations. Adventurers can earn experience points and company seals by crafting or gathering the items required and delivering them. Speak to a Grand Company personnel officer or one of the many officers stationed throughout the realm to complete the delivery. Items sought change every day, Earth time. They can be confirmed by selecting timers located under the duty in the main menu. Alright, so if we go down to here, you have character, you go across to duty. You have a look down here, right down at the bottom, Control U will get you timers. We have absolutely nothing listed under here because we do not have any crafts and we do not have any gathering classes, so we might have to deal with that, I think. Actually, can I deconstruct stuff at this point? Let me just step away from the counter for a minute. It's very quiet today. I think people are saving their energy for the 28th. Control I. Alright, I've got plenty of room in here. I'm just going to grab my C and we're just going to check. This is a level 29 cane. Actually, everything in here, let's I can't desynthesize anything because I don't have a crafting thing. Excuse me. Let's go and talk to Rashat Ricky. We're going to go and get carpentry next. And maybe, oh, actually we're going to do these two as well. And maybe botanist. My little chocobo for the maelstrom. Rashat Ricky suggests you look into having a personal chocobo issued. Well, if it isn't Private Lunara, I must say the tales of your deeds have been an inspiration to the troops. Our duties take us far and wide, and I'll wager you slogged across quite a few miles of countryside on naught but your own 2 feet. Such a sterling soldier of the Maelstrom deserves her own steed. Let us see about having one issued for you. All you need do is obtain a Storm Chocobo issuance by exchanging company seals with the quartermaster. Once you have this deed, present it to Fregeim, and she will see you saddled up on one of our trusty birds. Alright, and while we're here, let's grab this. This unlocks something else. A pup no longer Maelstrom. Rashat Ricky will have you begin your training in earnest. Ah, Private Lunara, just the woman I was hoping to see. Your exploits of late have been the talk of Lominsa. Don't let this puff up your sails too much. I've heard some of the higher-ups saying that Maelstrom would be lost at sea without you. But I suspect you're not the type to rest on your laurels. Nay, the tempest raging in your eyes tells me you're looking for new waters to navigate. Fortunately, we have just the place for people like you. Have you perchance heard of the Wolf's Den? It's a proving ground of sorts, established by the Eorzean Alliance, a place where the most promising of Grand Company recruits are sent to hone their skills. The Wolf's Den is to be found just off the shores of Lanosia. The ferry at the Morabi Dry Docks in Lower Lanosia will help you grant you passage there. Upon your arrival, seek out Storm Command Berkoya Lotahisin. I've let him know that you're coming, so you can count on a warm welcome. Alright, I know, I promised back to the thingy, what level do I have to be for this one? Let the hunt begin, level 15. And over here, possibly downstairs, Shadows Uncast Maelstrom. Actually, that's Ricky as well, and that's a level 44. We're not there yet. Are we there yet? Okay, so if we go Control C again, we'll find we have no company seals. We have no crafting thing with which to make them, and we probably should look to that. We should also remember, where are we going? Oh yeah. We should also remember that doing supply and provisioning missions for our Grand Company earns points for whatever free company we belong to, and helps increase their standing, just like completing quests does, and leveling up. So those are kind of important to do as well. And being a very new character, there are a ton of quests we can complete, so we would be of value to a free company, just from the questing point of view and the leveling point of view, because you level up fairly quickly in the early stages. Alright, Scion of the Seventh Dawn. Welcome back, Mistwalker. Lady Minfilia awaits you within. Rightio. And they usher us into the office. Welcome back. It seems you wasted no time putting your skills to work. How do I know? Why, the recruitment officer called to regale me with the tale of your heroics. The pride in his voice was palpable. We Scions are truly fortunate to have you with us, Mistwalker. Now, when we last spoke, I said that I wanted you to meet some friends, did I not? Well, I neglected to mention that you have already met. Tataru, please show them in. This way, sirs. Thanks again for getting us out of that mess. We owe you our lives. But I don't think we've properly introduced ourselves. I'm Biggs. And I'm... God's man, spit it out, will you? Well, Wedge, at your service. I'm pleased to say that Biggs and Wedge will be staying with us for a while. Magitech-driven contraptions such as airships grow ever more vital to the city-states of Eorzea. As a neutral party, it was judged that we Scions should serve as the keepers of this technology. Of course, for this we needed the knowledge of experts, and so we requested the assistance of Garland Ironworks, who very kindly sent us 2 of their finest engineers. Our happy family continues to grow. On behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Waking Sands. Like every soul here, I love Eorzea, and I count myself blessed to have finally been given the chance to stand with you all and to fight for the future of the realm. Never have I known such fulfillment, such happiness. Well. Okay, let's talk to Minfilia. Sylph management. Oh, here we go. Minfilia needs you to investigate the Sylphs. That's right, at this point no one will have...
Now, having set aside the formalities...
I got their crafting.
We have a favor to ask of you.
Uh-oh.
Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis if you would.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the Sylphs, a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like Gisselcreens, floating ones, that worship the primal Ramu.
Ahem. Though technically a beast tribe, Sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
Right.
While Ramu's existence is well documented, the Sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained. Until such time as we know, it would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the primal has passed.
Oh dear.
Which leaves Gridania with the added worry of not knowing what they should be worrying about.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda.
Right.
Who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
He is he?
In short, it is essential that we approach the Sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible. Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo. Winning the Sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the primals. Will you help us?
Maybe.
I am grateful.
Lovely. Well, as much as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods. Ida and Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
Indeed. You are willing?
Of course.
Leave it to me.
Us, Ida, us!
Alright, quest accepted. This is the one that we needed in order to be able to advance our white mage. Our conjurer to white mage. Self-management. Speak with Vosel Hulwa at the Adder's Nest. Let's go and do that. We've still got this set, haven't we, to New Gridania? Oh, whoops. Well, maybe that's not a bad thing. Here we go. Into the Sylphic part of our journey. Alright, and very soon back to doing our... Oh, wait. They're unlocked already? Well, that's unlocked, yeah. That unlocked at level 10. But our specialist jobs don't unlock until Sylphic Studies is done. There are a couple of reasons why we need crafting. One of them is because I can't deconstruct anything without the relevant craft. So deconstruction is not a part here, so I just have to sell these things, which is annoying because I don't get materials. And I'd rather sell materials. So there is that. These are all the weapons that we had for our conjurer alone. So we'll get rid of those. Some of this clothing we can use again for classes, our magic classes that require all gear that's suited to all classes. So we will do that. So that's why I haven't chucked it out yet. But right now, we're going to take our little conjurer on over to Vosel Hulwa. Let's have a look. We know far too little of the Sylphs to lay any worthwhile plans. We must call upon the Scions once more if we are to... beg pardon. 'Tis a terrible habit of mine to think aloud. Tell me, what brings you to the Adder's Nest? Well... Oh, wait, that's that. Let me just have a look at my map. Not yet. Commander Vosel Hulwa has been awaiting the aid of the Science. Maybe it's not self-management. Sylphic Studies, that's what it is. I'll get there. Hail, adventurer. I bid you welcome to the Adder's Nest. Do you seek to entwine your destiny with the Twin Adder? It's already entwined, I'm afraid. In 2 places. Morning, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you, but other business brings us here today. Ida and Papalimo. Always a pleasure to see the two of you. My men tell me you quest in the name of the Scions of late. Quite so, Commander. A little bird told us that the Twin Adder was in need of our adventuring prowess. Aye, your little bird sings true. No doubt you've heard that we're investigating the Sylphs, that curious beast tribe that calls the depths of the Twelveswood home. The Sylphs are, for the most part, a peaceable bunch, much to the delight of the elder Seedseer, who has no desire to see her people embroiled in yet another fruitless war. The Twin Adder is of the same mind, and 'tis precisely for this reason that the Sylphs' relation to the primal Ramu has raised a flag of warning amongst our ranks. Friendly as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. Should there be even a sliver of a chance that the summoning of the primal might disturb the balance between Gridania and the Sylphic tribes, it is a possibility we cannot ignore. Better safe than sorry, indeed. Excuse me. Do we strike at Ramu or leave the Sylphs to their own ways? That is the question. Yet I find myself lacking ample knowledge to arrive at an answer. Opinions abound within Gridania, but to listen only to one's own is among the greatest mistakes a commander can make. I would hear from the other side, the Sylphs themselves, and seek an impartial party to observe as my liaison. That is where you Scions come in. The Sylphs of Little Solace remain untempered and have held many a productive dialogue with our people. I would hear their candid thoughts on their tempered brethren. That said, I urge you to exercise due caution. Sylphic tradition and etiquette bear little resemblance to our own. It would not do to have any cross-cultural faux pas get in the way of a productive parley. En route to Little Solace, you'll come upon the Hawthorn Hut. Our officer stationed there can enlighten you as to how to win the Sylph's favour. May your expedition be a worthwhile one. A friendly palaver with Sylphs? This should be a pleasant enough diversion. The Hawthorn Hut, was it? Well, I believe the ferry departing from West Shore Pier should take us straight there. A friendly palaver indeed. I hope this will be as straightforward as you say, Papalimo. Me too. Me too. Let's go. I know. I just want to play more. Let's go. What do we got? Well, what we have is we have a Carpenter's Guild. Oh, am I absolutely sure it's not popped yet? No, it has not. So what I want to do is I want to be able to deconstruct my wands and things. So I will grab this while we're here. Korg. Greetings, adventurer, and welcome to the Carpenter's Guild. We are the artisans who take the wood and grant it new form and purpose as the archer's bow, the lancer's spear, and the novice's shield. If carpentry holds any appeal, you should consider joining our guild. Might you be interested in learning the ways of woodworking? I am, yes. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, before we proceed, I think it is only right that I acquaint you with our guild's storied past. Since the founding of Gridania, we have built our homes and crafted our weapons from the trees of the Twelveswood. As our nation grew and prospered, the woodworker's repertoire expanded to encompass a greater variety of articles and carpentry developed into an art. At first, there was no association of carpenters. Each individual worked and sold his services independently. However, the advent of water mills meant that more efficient construction methods were needed, along with formalized maintenance regimes, all of which necessitated organization. The Carpenters Guild was founded to oversee the operation of watermills and promote cooperation between woodworkers. Now I must mention at this point that we owe much and more of our prosperity to the Great Loam Brewery. Thanks to the hard-working botanists, we are blessed with the finest lumber in all Eorzea. This confluence of ideal circumstances allows us to provide all manner of goods and services to the people of Gridania. My apologies, that was rather longer than I intended. Still, I trust you have gained a greater understanding of our guild. We expect our members to drink deep of that collected wisdom that the Guild has amassed over the course of its history, to actively seek an understanding of wood and the techniques required to work it, rather than simply waiting to be taught. We expect, in short, nothing less than total commitment to the craft. If you wish to start down this path, speak to me once more. I shall explain to you the enrollment process. Well, let's do that then. Would you like to learn more about the enrollment process? I would. The Way of the Carpenter. Korg wishes you to reaffirm your desire to join the Carpenters Guild. Wonderful. I should mention at this point that Timbermaster Beaton assesses all would-be apprentices personally, so you will need to obtain his approval before you begin. Timbermaster Beaton can be a harsh and unforgiving man, but if you love the craft and have the will to learn, you could ask for no better tutor. He is quite simply the finest carpenter in Gridania. Of course, it will take you some time and no small amount of effort to comprehend the full extent of his teachings, but you may rest assured that he will not lead you astray. That said, when you meet him, I would advise you to choose your words carefully and resist the urge to run away. What? Oh no, well let's go talk to the scary man. Hello, Beaton. Another green adventurer come to play with saws. Well, I suggest you first speak with the... Oh, you've met Korg, have you? That is well, but know that the decision to initiate you into the guild rests with me. Tell me, a true adventurer, have you a mind to devote yourself to the art of carpentry? I will, in between other things. The look on your face bespeaks determination, or mayhap trapped wind. No. Still, you look strong enough to hold a saw, and if your resolve is indeed genuine, I'll give you the leave to remain, for the time being. However, you are useless to me in your current state. You are, as a seedling, some potential, perhaps, but no more like to thrive than perish. Experience is what you require, girl, and I shall give you the means to acquire it. Take this saw. It is old, yes, but sharp as needs be. Now prove to me that you are not completely incompetent by taking up your new tool. Once you have done so, present yourself to me for inspection. Right then. Carpenter unlocked. Dun, da, da, da. I know. Crafting log obtained. Oh my god, I didn't even have that. That's brought up by hitting the N key. If I hit B, yeah, okay. I need to get the gathering log as well. Right. Well, there's a few things we haven't done yet. Let's go put on our new stuff. C for character. Now you can do this a couple of ways. I'm just going to move this a little bit this way. This is why we've opened up all these tabs down here. Okay, all the little boxes. So we're going to go into classes and jobs because I feel like it. You'll notice that this is divided into Disciple of War and Disciple of Magic, which is this page here. We're going to work our way through these lists. We're actually going to do all of the magic stuff, and then we're going to do the physical ranged, and then I might get very brave and do the melee DPS, and we'll head into tank last because I want to learn the dungeons first. Okay, so classes and jobs. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our weapon, because this is how you change class. We're going to drop it over here on top of this saw, which we're going to put into here. And now we're in our knickers. Fair enough then. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to gear set. We're going to grab the gear set list. We are going to add plus, because we're now a carpenter, so we add plus. And now we have a carpenter set, which we're going to drag down here and stick here. There we go. The next thing we're going to do is get some clothes on, so we can close this now. We're going to grab our recommended gear list, and we're going to see, okay, this is why we kept our Viera stuff, because we haven't got any crafting stuff. We are going to be the prettiest looking carpenter out there. Right, so now whenever we click on Conjurer, we have this, Thaumaturge this, Carpenter this. I wonder if I can deconstruct my stuff now. Control I, let's just have a look. I might not be able to. That's Control O, what are you thinking? Alright, grab our weathered cane. Am I still a carpenter down here? Yes. Right click. I definitely can't deconstruct anything because I'm still level 1. Wonder what level we have to be to deconstruct. Alright, I'm going to get rid of all of these. We'll remove that. We'll remove that because we already have it set up over here. We'll remove that. The only one I'm going to keep is this, and it's going here where I put it for every single character class. We also have our limit break here. We probably don't need that for a carpenter, but that thing is not going to change between classes. Okay, so you see how everything else changes in these first 3 rows? What you put in row 4 is not going to change. It's not that it fits inside the box, it's basically rows 1, 2 and 3 will adjust according to your class. And if you put row 4 down here, it won't adjust anyway. So you need to put 1, 2 and 3. And then 4 will be whatever it wants to be, as will 5, 6, all the way through to whatever it goes up to. Okay, let's have a quick chit chat to Master Beaton now that we're appropriately attired for carpentry. My first saw. Timbermaster Beaton is testing fledgling carpenters by challenging them to craft maple lumber. Good, you've proven that you know how to grip a saw, but do not mistake it for a mere tool, for it is part of you, of your arm. And can you put down part of your arm? No. Mark me, if you do put it down and worse, lose the bloody thing, I shall use mine own sword to demonstrate to you the pain of losing a limb. This is why the nice man told me not to run away. Ah, but I jest. One-armed carpenters are scarcely half as useful in my experience. In any case, merely holding a sword does not make you a carpenter, whatever some might think. You must become one with it, and learn to feel with it as you work with the wood. To wit, you must first know the wood. Demonstrate your knowledge by bringing me a length of maple lumber. Maple lumber is made from maple logs, just so. Our man Ferriol by the entrance will furnish you with such logs for a nominal price. Of course, any fool knows that fresh-cut logs are laden with water. To guard against decay, we use wind shards to hasten the natural drying process. Do not forget to do the same. To synthesize a length of maple lumber for Timbermaster Beaton, select logs from the main menu, followed by crafting log. Okay, so you can do that. We'll just grab this crafting log entry. Crafting log. All disciples of the hand receive a crafting log which contains the recipes of every item they can synthesize. The crafting log can be opened by selecting logs from the main menu. To begin synthesis, you must first select the crafting class and level tier of the item you wish to create. Once you have highlighted the item, confirm if you possess all the materials necessary in your inventory. If you do, select the Synthesize button to begin the crafting process. The other interesting thing is now that we're a carpenter, we should be able to drop down here to timers. Whoops, not that one. Just get rid of it. Thank you. Drop down here to timers. And next mission allowance, we should now see that we have maple clogs as an option to craft for our grand company. Alright, so as each craft you add, you'll have more missions for your grand company. Missions for your grand company help you level up your free company, but they also help you earn a little bit of a few company seals, which are handy dandy little things for buying stuff like, I don't know, improved gear. Now we could buy the maple logs from this nice man over here in the corner. He does sell them. Normally what I do is I buy 99 of them. Right? And then I craft up one. So we go N. We're going to go maple lumber. We're going to go synthesize. You'll notice our options are now live. And we're going to craft up one maple lumber. You note the condition drops. And we're now level 2. Let's read about crafting while we're here. Crafting is similar to battle in that various actions are used to proceed. Successfully crafting an item entails executing synthesis actions to achieve 100% progress before material durability reaches 0. If durability reaches 0 before progress has reached 100%, the synthesis will fail and some of the materials may be lost. Items that you have successfully crafted at least once will appear with a checkmark on their icons. Crafting an item for the first time will earn you a special experience point bonus. Which is why we're going to see that little tick on maple lumber. We're going to get that little tick on every single one of these eventually. Maybe not today though. I am not of a level where I can auto-synthesize yet. Well, that's irritating. Let's do it again until we are. Actually, the quickest way is not to do it the way I'm doing it. Maple clogs, they say. I need one piece of maple lumber. Let's see if we can make that. I like the idea of an experience point bonus. I also like the idea of having a few more buttons to push down here. There we go. Leveling up. Let's make a maple short bow. Hempen yarn. Does this nice man have some hempen yarn? Let's ask him. And I can't make the hempen yarn, so there's no point getting the materials. So let's grab the hempen yarn. We're going to need that on a few things anyway. Rightio. This is why crafting can be a little bit expensive. Go down to N again. We're going to craft ourselves a maple longbow. Improving item quality. Oh, yes! Increasing an item's quality during synthesis improves chances that the resulting product will be of a higher grade. Quality is normally improved by using touch actions. However, in addition to reducing material durability, these actions may also require crafting points to execute. It's these things here in purple. The higher the overall quality of a completed item, the higher the reward experience point will be. Woohoo! I'm sorry. So let's have a look and see if we can get some quality. Okay, we're not going to go very far before we run out of durability. Oh, we're going to break this one. Oh. Okay, well that taught us something important then, didn't it? Let me just jog back to Master Beaton and see if he has some clothes I can wear. You know, the Vera bunny outfit is fine, but it's not exactly really comfortable for crafting in. As I mentioned before, Feriol has maple logs in his stock as well as many other materials you may require. Actually, did I? Oh, no, I can hand it in. Or if you're ready, show me what you brought. Alright, it's not special. We'll just hand him that one. Yes, I feel it. The wood tells all. There were no careless cuts. Saw and carpenter moved as one, as if dancing. Well, kinda. Do you see this grain? How it flows softly like syrup? Durable yet pliant, suitable for weapons and armor both. This, child, is maple. Trace the grain with your fingertips and memorize the lines. Consider every characteristic when choosing your materials. This is what it means to know the wood. The maple lumber you've brought me is acceptable. You've passed the first test. Yet, for all it has grown, your knowledge is still lacking. You must needs learn more. A true carpenter knows the qualities and uses of every tree in the forest. When you know the lines of the maple better than those upon your own hand, return to me. I shall have another test for you. Until then, child. The next carpenter quest will be available from Beaton upon reaching level 5. Alright, now we also have a hempen curder, which is going to help us. Oh, and the nice man's giving us more logs. Thank you so much. This is important though, your wind shards and your ice shards. Where do you find them, you ask? Well, I'll show you. In your inventory, you have key items and crystals. Down the bottom of that, you have a list of your crystals. So this is your shards, and these are your crystals, and these are your clusters. Alright, so as you can see, we've earned ourselves a few shards in some areas, which means crafting timber, for instance, we've got 315 attempts if they only take up one shard. And ice is there. So cooking, we're going to need fire shards, so we need to work on that. So that's how that works. Let's have a quick chit chat with Master Beaton. Do I really want... Yeah, I do want to keep up the quest on these guys. Timber Master Beaton wants you to craft 3 maple shields. It is plain from your bearing that you and your saw have begun to move as one, as true partners. Good, you're ready for the second test. You must be the wood. Before you brought me maple lumber to demonstrate your knowledge of wood. This time you'll demonstrate your ability to create with it. I bid you craft me 3 maple shields. For this you will require maple lumber and bronze rivets. As you would expect, our guild supplier Feriol has no shortage of that which you require. Should you desire a more economical solution, however, you might consider the more traditional method of acquisition. Many materials essential to our craft are harvested by our steadfast allies, the botanists of the Great Lone Growery. Were you to befriend one of their number, you might be able to come to a mutually beneficial arrangement. Or, if you would rather not be beholden to another, you could even try your hand at botany. Now go, and do not disappoint me. I don't know if I would dare disappoint that man. Let's have a look under General. What I'm looking for is materia extraction. I could have done that one. Repair, dye, next board, previous board. I'm actually looking at deconstruction. Is that a trait? No. An action? I didn't think it was an action. I was sure it was under general. Maybe it's under main commands because everyone can do it. I don't think so though. There's dye. Have I not learnt to deconstruct stuff? Maybe that's it. I thought we did that mission though. I know. It is possible, I just need to level up. Oh, and before we go anywhere, we got some gear. Let's put some clothes on. Hempen curder. It's not flattering, I know, but if you go to your attributes, you'll see we now have a craftsmanship of 39. Never mind, we're good. Alright. Now, we could make the shields, but I'm thinking we need a little bit of gear. So let us wander off to where we buy gear. So level 5, I'm going to pick some gear up. Because we need it. And it's actually cheaper, usually, to buy the gear from the store sellers than to look on the market boards for it at this level. Also, at this level, you're not likely to find the gear on the market boards, so we'll just toddle over here. We're level 6, so we want level 6 gear. The Battlecraft Supplier, I believe. No, it's not the one. Where is it in Limsa? Amaranda is the tool supplier. Let me just have a look at my saw. It's a level 1 saw. I know we get a higher level saw as we progress, but I'm really tired of waiting. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Did I put everything on? Yes. Right. I'm really tired of waiting, so we're just going to boost it. Disciple of the Hand Tools. So handcrafts, hand tools. We would like a bronze saw if we could, level 8. Right, so we can't get that yet. That's sad. Very well. The Independent Tailor. This guy is amazing. He has Disciple of War Gear, Disciple of Magic Gear, and Disciple of Hand and Land Gear. So if you are looking for armor, you go to the tailor in Gridania. Let's see what we can find. Now, level 6. Let me just put up C so I can see what I'm wearing. Alright, I have level 1. Now, if you want to know if it's a craftsman or a gathering thing, just look down at the bonuses. We've got craftsmanship of 23 and gathering of 17. So this is for both, which is even better, because that will help us when we get to our next thing. Let's go with that. We're going to have a look at our work gloves. What gloves have we got on? Right. That's gathering. We don't want that. Short gloves. We want that. Let's see if it'll let us buy that. Chasseurs, control, and gathering and perception. So we want the chasseurs, and we want perception +9, control +9. We want the maple patterns. Alright, let's see what it will let us have. Okay, that's not a bad start. Now our craftsmanship is 44 and our control is 28. Our lives are going to be just a teeny tiny bit easier. We'll go get our saw in a minute. I'm looking for the jeweler. There they are. I'm pretty sure we can't get anything worth getting at this point. Battlecraft accessories. Actually, we don't want battlecraft accessories. What am I thinking? Fieldcraft and tradecraft accessories. Okay, so level 15 is where they start. Yeah, alright, well, let's not worry with her then. But we've got a good start on where we need to be. I'm just going to hang here until I can get the level 8 saw. So, go to be the wood, square maple shields. We're not actually going to do that. We're going to drop down here. Actually, no, we want to be back. I forgot. We do want to be back at our guild, because that's where we can buy our crafting materials. We'll get there. And I forgot to see if I could do rapid synthesis. Sorry. So, not yet. Soon, my precious. Soon. I know, I'm very uncoordinated color-wise, but right now we're more interested in our stats and our skills than our looks. I could do with some more blue though, that's kind of pretty. Alright, here we go. So we're going to level up our carpenter in the quickest way I know how. Go in. Right, maple short though. Okay, maple lumber. We're going to need some of that. Let's do 10 pieces. We're not going to worry about quality at this point. Oh, we could actually, I suppose. No, we're not, because... Okay, we're getting better now. And again. Because I know I can do this in one step. I'm going to give myself some nice high quality stuff. High quality items. You've obtained a high quality item. HQ items can be identified by their icon, as well as by the special mark that appears after their name. HQ gear will often have better stats than normal quality items, while high quality materials used in synthesis will sometimes yield better results. These features make them more attractive to prospective buyers, resulting in higher selling prices. HQ items cannot be stacked with normal quality items. No, they take up twice the space in your backpack. It's irritating, but that's how it is. Okay, now we have Master's Mend, and we have 180. Let's go. So Master's Mend is exciting because we can do this. And if we weren't sure our quality was going to run out before we finished our crafting, we do that. So that's 3 bits of lumber. You can go down, it'll restore 3 squares, but I'm not going to go down 3 squares. I did the wrong one, never mind. Okay, and alright, let's go maple short bow. So we're going to use a high quality piece of lumber and a normal piece of thread. You'll see that we already have some high quality bits and bobs now, so let's improve our quality. Now we should have no problems getting to where we want to go. The reason we're doing this is we're just getting our better, like our ticks in the boxes, and we're getting our extra XP, which reminds me, do I have food on me? I do. Just excuse me for a minute. I'm pretty sure I don't have crafting food on me though. I mean, I could be wrong. Is that animal hide? Yes. Chanterelle satay. I'm not wrong. Sigh. That's okay. We will one day learn to make our own crafting food, and then we will be much happier bunnies. What is this? Okay, so our new crafted stuff is going into our inventory, which is good because it means I can leave it there to sell later. Let's just sort that so now I can find it easily. Let's go into the next one. So we're level 8 already now. Bone harpoon. We need animal glue and a bone chip. For real. Do you have some animal glue, my friend? There are the bone chips. And the animal glue is down the bottom. Right. Now we're going to make the next thing. Bone harpoon. Special wood. Normal stuff. Hit synthesize. And away we go. Just watch your CP because now things are starting to get a little harder to synth. Boom, level 9. Alright, Amethyst grinding wheel. That requires some ragstone. Let's look for ragstone in here. Up the top. And away we go. Special wood. Bronze ingots. Wait. He sells those too. Ouch. We'll need them for a bunch of stuff, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. No, you're right. Sorry, mate. Didn't mean to poke you again. Alright. And away we go. Okay, these are 2 things I rarely ever use, so I put them all the way over here so I don't accidentally poke them. So what I try and do is when I get a new skill on the bar, I try and organize it where I want it to be as we go. Let's not quit. Let us go with our make it special. And we get there. Slowly. You'll notice we can't refresh it again because we've run out of CP. Alrighty. Maple patterns. Undyed hempen cloth and leather. So we're going to do this for each of our crafting things. Undyed hempen cloth. Boop. And leather. Boop. Try very hard not to look at the fact we just spent $2,000. Let's go. We did buy equipment though. So, oh, away we go again. Everything's ordinary. We don't need to select anything. It'll automatically take it. And we'll do this again. So you notice that things are now getting much harder to craft. Ah, wrong one. But we are about to get some better gear. Quick synthesis. Yes. Alright, the reason I'm waiting for this. You can now craft items using quick synthesis. Quick synthesis is available for any item you've successfully crafted at least once using traditional methods, and can significantly reduce the amount of time required to create multiple normal quality items. To begin quick synthesis, open your crafting log, select the desired recipe, and then press the quick synthesis button to the immediate left of the synthesize button. As quick synthesis only focuses on completing the recipe as fast as possible, it is difficult to produce high quality items. If quality is your aim, normal synthesis is recommended. Alrighty, so now we have quick synthesis, which is exactly what I wanted to do with this. Now this is going to take about 2 or 3 minutes, so we're going to just let it run. I'm going to hit the maximum because I don't want to have that many. Oh, 36, it won't take that long. And away we go. So you'll notice this is a lot quicker than how I was doing it normally. You'll also notice we are getting exactly the same number of XP we do for a normal quality item as we do for a high quality item. So there's no XP bonus for making them all high quality. I used to think there was. And beyond that, it's just a matter of waiting quietly for it to finish. So because this is a live stream, I can't speed this up, so we're a little bit stuck with it until it's done. So what I'm going to do in a minute is I'm going to leave that level 10 quest for Carpenter open, just for the minute. You'll also notice our crafting challenge log entry is up, so that's pretty good. We're going to go drop our maple patterns off in a minute, but first we're going to get leather working. That's the only 2 crafts in this area. So you've got woodworking, leatherworking, and we do need to get botanist. So we'll grab that as well. And then we'll head on out. I know, I do want to get my white mage running, but we need this part as well. I've noticed you can advance without doing any crafting or gathering. It's quite simple. But there are things along the way that you might want to unlock that require you to have crafting and gathering. And like I said, it's much easier to desynthesize the stuff in your backpack, in your armory, if you actually have the craft related, which is why we've done carpentry first. Because carpentry lets us... Let me have a look at this. The reward for that is nothing that we haven't already got. Oh, except for the tin pieces. They're kind of handy, they're money. Alright. Let's finish the level 1s. So you'll notice we're unlocking recipes even before we get to them now. So, level 1, amethyst spinning wheel. We need some bronze rivets. We're going to need that for a couple of things. Bronze rivets. Let's go. Radio. No, you're right. Sorry, I keep... Alright, we didn't get any special... You can get high quality stuff doing quick synthesis, but not till you're a much higher level. So we're going to actually have to work for what we've got here. Yeah, we can do that. We've got to remember to leave 88 points so we can do this. Alright. That was close. Right. Now we're level 10. What I'm curious to know about is... Can I desynthesize things now? Sorry, Control I is what we want. Not yet. I think maybe that comes at level 15. Possibly. We'll find out. Special recipes. Recipes under the special recipes category of the crafting log are used primarily to craft items required when progressing through certain quests and duties. Among these recipes are items that are not recorded in the crafting log and will therefore not grant an experience points bonus when crafting for the first time. The crafting log's filter settings can be used to view only those recipes that will be recorded when crafted. Alright, so you go to N for crafting log. Toddle over here, we now have special recipes. Okay, so there's your level-based recipes. You click it again, and you have this. So in housings, we can create fixtures. We now can create fancy windows if we want, provided we can find the stuff. Outdoor furnishings. We now have a whole bunch of stuff we can craft for outdoor furnishings. Alright, so wooden decks and so on and so forth. Now you'll notice these have level 90 in them, so you're going to be a little way off before you can start doing that. But some of them aren't. Alright, indoor furnishings. There are glade chairs, a Lalafell step stool. All of these things we can craft. But make sure you have the material. Ash lumber is not that easy to come by. Tables and rugs. Here's where you find your tables and your rugs. Okay, so if you are into housing and you've somehow by this stage managed to already get your house or your whatever, you now can craft things. For the tabletop, things that are decorations. Here's where you find them. You can make all of these. And wall mounted. Things for sticking on the wall. So you have hanging shelves, imitation windows, plate racks, and the list goes on and on and on. There's a reason why you want to get to level 100 in your crafting if you are a housing person. So we'll just drop that back to level-based recipes. Go over here to special recipes. Oh, okay. I'm just having between these. Special recipes is the star. Right, level-based is here. I'll get there eventually. Level-based is a set of stairs. I just thought I was clicking on the same thing. That's alright. I don't often go into special recipes. Rightio. Let's duck back down to here. We're going to make our square maple shields. Maybe. I might yet buy myself a better saw. Let's see if we can make some nice high quality shields. Beaten doesn't care actually, but anyway, let's go. 150 and 33. We should be able to do it. So with crafting, it's almost more important to get your crafting gear up to snuff than it is for your oh well, all right, we'll do that in a minute then. Than it is to do for your warrior's gear, your fighting gear. Oh no, I did not expect to do crafting this episode. It's going to be a handy little white mage. Do all the things. You've got to let it finish the animation, otherwise it won't let you do what you want to do. These are the flimsiest shields ever. Alright, let's go talk to Beaten. We've now done our first, just by crafting our first level of stuff, we've managed to level up to level 12. Alright, let's extract this materia. Right click, extract materia. Ooh, that reminds me. Okay, none of this can have materia added to it yet. Alright, fair enough. Let's go have a quick chit chat with Beaten when we find the door. Beaten. What is this? Have you already bent the wood to your will? I have indeed. Right click and then left click to select your items. Proceed with the trade despite it being high quality. Yes, of course. You are no workaday carpenter, that much is plain. Well done, child. Your shields are most satisfactory. The pattern of the grain, the lingering scent of maple. Your choice of materials is excellent, and the construction above criticism. Few carpenters could claim such skill. Right. The Elezen once favoured shields of wood. Do you know this? Today it is not so. They, like your adventurer brethren, are wont to choose the surety of the armourer's metal. But a shield of wood provides ample protection for a lower price. It is readily made and readily replaced if broken. And while not quite so sturdy, it may yet serve to spare a man his doom just as readily as any shield of metal. To imbue shield and spear with your strength, to pour life into the wood that others might preserve their own. This is what it means to be the wood. Such responsibility is not to be taken lightly, child. You have passed the second test, and in so doing have earned this amateur's claw hammer. Though a saw will suffice for many tasks, a carpenter who wields blade and hammer can perform his trade with greater ease. If you wish to improve as a carpenter, it is essential that you learn to use the two tools in combination. Continue to refine your skills and return to me when you are ready to take the next step. Certain gear grants bonuses to your craftsmanship control and CP values. A higher craftsmanship rating hastens the progress of synthesis. Greater control increases the chance of creating high-quality items, and additional CP improves your crafting stamina. Outfitting yourself with an eye to your current objective will increase the efficiency of your crafting endeavours. Well then, however, we've already outfitted ourselves well beyond that, so we'll take the Allegantin pieces. We have been given a new piece of equipment, so we are going to go... Whoops. Wow. We are going to go C, and we are going to go recommended gear and pick up that new piece of equipment. Now our gear level is 5. 5. Update the gear set so you know what it is. Get rid of that. Have a look at material condition. As synthesis progresses, material condition will fluctuate between excellent and poor. That's here underneath the durability. Using touch actions when condition is either good or excellent will result in greater increases in quality when the action is successful. Note, however, that in the following step, material condition will always drop to poor. Okay. Let's pick up our next quest, but we're going to head on over to the Great Loam Brewery, I think. Or possibly up to the Leatherworkers. Supplies for the sick. Timbermaster Beaton is looking for someone to deliver ash lumber. I see by the wearing of your saw blade that you've not neglected your carpentry since we last spoke. Very good. You will soon be ready for your third and final test. In the meantime, the guild has need of your services. You are familiar with ash wood. Ah, but of course you are. I bid you craft me ash lumber. A simple task, you say? Then you shan't have any trouble crafting me 12 lengths. This is no jest. We used our last few mere moments ago. So you see, this assignment is motivated purely by practical concerns. I would ordinarily handle such a trifling task myself, of course, but I'm feeling unwell, and I do believe you would benefit from the practice. Now go, and do not disappoint me. I don't know why he feels the need to say that. He terrifies everybody, and they all adore him. Let's see if this fellow sells ash lumber. I have a feeling... Oh no, he does. He sells ash logs. Good. Rightio. Ash lumber, you say? Well, we need to craft it at least once. There it is. There. Let us craft the ash lumber. Always. Tricks of the trade. Always use it. Just because it's a good habit to get into. I don't think we're not going to have enough to do this. Let's restore that and get on with the synthesis. All right, 12 you say, into quick synthesis and max it out to 32, and then we just wait politely for it to finish. We will get there eventually. So this is the process for your craft. You pretty much do it with all of them, and we will be doing it with all of them. We will probably be level 15 by the end of this particular quest. Because we're doing so much more than he's asking, basically. It is possible to wreck a piece of lumber if your crafting is not close enough. Trial synthesis. We actually, oh good, alright, so this action needs to go over here. This can go up here because I rarely use it. I should probably use it more than I do. Alright, and while they're doing that, we'll find out what trial synthesis is. You can now craft items using trial synthesis. Trial synthesis allows you to practice crafting items without using materials, an ideal method for testing high-level recipes. To begin trial synthesis, open your crafting log, select the desired recipe, and then press the trial synthesis button on to the left of quick synthesis. It should be noted that because you are conducting a trial, no items will be used when crafting. Furthermore, even if your trial synthesis proves successful, you will not receive an item, nor will you earn experience points. Right. Understood. Let's go and turn this one in to Master Beaten. Master Beaten, I have done it. Here we are. Ah, have you brought the ash lumber? I certainly have. Such a prodigious quantity. Thank you, child. You've done your guild a great service. Ash nut lumber is renowned for its unparalleled flexibility. This quality makes it ideal for use in bows and myriad other weapons. By the same token, ash lumber is easily worked and thus ideal for learning the basics of our craft. Such a versatile material is understandably popular, and so we always have need for more. I may also interest you to know that ash possesses certain medicinal properties. Tea brewed from its bark eases various complaints. Complaints such as that with which I am presently afflicted. Suffice to say, I am pleased to see that your lumber is dusted with a sufficiency of bark fragments. Let us return to the subject of carpentry. You have proven yourself more than capable of working without my guidance. If you wish to market your crafts to others, speak with Gontrand in the Carline Canopy. He has an abundance of guild lamps waiting to be fulfilled. Continue to refine your skills, and return to me when you're ready to take the next step. Alright, now this is where we start to get some good stuff. Let me just go see. Okay, it won't let me do it. I like to have the character up so I can see what we're doing. Okay, level 10 gear. And this is our bronze sword, which I didn't buy, so I'm kind of glad. Okay, craftsmanship 27, control 11, control 12, control 12, and gill. What color is this? White. Salmon pink. Well, we're not getting that. And Dalamud red. Let's go with the I know, in the end it's the dye that counts. Oh dear. Well, I'm sick of the green, okay? Now we're level 16. Can we desynthesize stuff yet? I just forget which the magic number is. We can't yet. Grr. Okay. A carpenter in need. Timbermaster Beaton needs a carpenter to assist one of his newest apprentices. Well met, Mistwalker. Your training as a carpenter is almost complete. Indeed, I had a splendid final test prepared for you. Alas, the plight of one of our guild's newer members demands my attention. The boy's name is Mera Pamera, and he is an adventurer like you, though one of rather less promise. Something troubles the lad, yet he is loath to speak of personal matters with me, though I am the very soul of understanding, as you know. Ah! Mayhap you would fare better? I sense he may be more inclined to speak with a fellow adventurer. Maybe. Now go, Mistwalker, and do not disappoint me. Oh my god. Alright. I'm tempted, but we're not going to do that. I know, I wanted to get some more main story quests done, but we are pretty much almost out of time. So what I want to do before we do that is I want to head on up to the Great Loam Brewery and pick up our first couple of botanist quests. Because for our woodworking quests, we are very soon going to need them. So, up to the Botanist's Guild. Oh, good. Let us head on to the thing. So, this is our first crafting and our first gathering job. Leoncio. Leonceau. Salt? I'm not sure. Hello there, and welcome to the Botanist Guild. What brings you here today? Interested in becoming a botanist, are you? Well, you've come to the right place. At our guild, you can study under some of the finest botanists in all the realm. An enticing proposition, is it not? So what say you? Would you like to add your name to the roll? Yes. Excellent. Now, you're doubtless eager to dive headlong into the nearest shrubbery, but first a brief explanation on the origins of the Botanists Guild. Our guild boasts a long history. Its roots can be traced back some 500 years to when our nation was still in its infancy. It was around that time that a precursor organization to our own was established to facilitate communion with the elementals. Ah, but I suspect you're already confused, not being forest-born. Let me put it in a way that your kind would understand. The Twelves Wood doesn't belong to man, but to almighty beings known as elementals. It is by their leave that we Gridanians dwell here in the forest, and it is by their leave that we receive of its bounty. Ever since mankind settled in the Twelveswood, it has been necessary for us to obtain the elementals' permission prior to taking aught from their domain. Historically, this was a rather involved process in that only a precious few could actually commune with them, specifically those conjurers blessed with the ability to hear the elemental, aptly known as hearers. In order to relay the elemental's will to the botanists in a more timely manner, a new organization was formed with the hearer as its mouth and ears. This organization would eventually evolve to become the Botanists Guild. To this day, the Guild employs the services of a hearer who offers guidance to our members, yet this is no longer our organization's sole concern. We also seek to promulgate correct harvesting practices, that is, practices which honor the will of the elementals. And that, my friend, is the story of how our guild came to be. I trust you have a newfound appreciation for the work we do. Now, with all this talk of elementals and communing, mayhap you're wondering whether you're fit to join us. Well, you may cast such doubts aside. You don't need to have been raised as a good little forest-born girl to be a botanist, nor do you need to know the secret forest-born salute. I jest. You just need a healthy respect for nature and the will to learn. If you honestly believe you possess these things, it would be my pleasure to recommend you to our guildmaster. Please wait a moment while I see to the formalities. Speak to me again when you are ready to begin the enrollment procedures. All right. Ready to enroll in the Botanists Guild, I take it? Way of the Botanist. Leoncio wishes you to reaffirm your desire to join the Botanists Guild. Music to my ears. It will be my pleasure to refer you to Guildmaster Fufucha. Our Guildmaster's knowledge of nature is second to none. One need only witness her uncanny knack for spotting the finest timber to see that hers is a truly God's-given talent. It is for this reason that she holds the title of First Botanist. Oh, but you need not be overawed, for she is the kindliest of souls. You will find the Guildmaster just outside this building. Seek her out and impress upon her your desire to become a botanist. Okay, let's go do that. I know, we haven't done any battling this episode. What is wrong with us? Don't worry, we'll have our fill later. I'm Fufucha, the master of this guild. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I take it Leoncio has given you an overview of botany already? Well then, I suppose I had better continue where he left off. All Gridanians may rightly claim to share a close relationship with nature, but none is so intimate as that of the botanist. It is our calling to nurture the natural environment to the mutual benefit of man and wood. But even as nature holds us in her loving embrace, providing for our every need, she is at heart an unsentimental creature, one that will take life just as readily as she gives it. Being a botanist means coming face to face with this uncomfortable truth on a regular basis. Knowing this, do you still wish to walk our path? I do indeed. The look in your eye bespeaks the passion in your heart. Very well, I bid you welcome to the Botanist Guild. To help you on your way, I present you with this hatchet. Take it up and then present yourself to me again. I would assign you your first task as a botanist of the guild. Ooh, very well. Botanist unlocked. Right, it's very much the same procedure we took last time. We go C for character, we grab our main hand weapon, we exchange it for a hatchet, we have a look at gather a roll actions in a minute once we get some clothes on. Next thing we do is we hit our gear set list. We notice that we are at botanist over here in our character. We go plus for creating a new gear set list. Drag our botanist over here so we can change into them regularly and easily. Get rid of our gear set list. Grab the recommended gear and at least put some clothes on. Back to our bunny suit. We update our gear set. We'll fix that very, very quickly. It only takes 300 XP to get to the next level. Let's have a look at our gather a roll actions. You have learned a gather a roll action. Gather a roll actions are abilities shared by botanists, miners, and fishers rather than a specific class. They are learned via leveling or upon completing certain quests, but only need to be learned once to be able to use them with all gathering classes. Once learned, these roll actions can be used to reveal and track gathering locations in any given area, even for classes other than your currently selected one. Gather a roll actions can be found in the Actions and Traits window, found under Character in the main menu. Right. Sigh. Now, what are we doing? We are reorganizing our windows. We get rid of the play guide if we don't use it. We already have teleport and return over here, so we'll get rid of those. We don't need them on that bar. Grab this and we'll put it above 9 because that is where everyone's running speed goes. I use it for every class. We also note that we are getting a little bit worn in our gear and we probably need to fix that. That's also lovely, but what are we doing next? Okay, our gathering is 22 and our perception is 0. Oh, we have to fix that. Toot sweet. Rightio. Have a quick chat with Fafucha. My first hatchet. Fafucha wishes to assign you your first task as a botanist. I see you have your hatchet on you. Very good. A botanist's hatchet is his livelihood. Never forget this. If you fail to keep its blade clean and keen, your efforts will yield you naught but sweat and splinters. But let us see about your first task. Ah yes, to help you grasp the basics of botany, I would like you to gather 10 pots worth of latex. The forest yields to us many and more resources. It is the botanist's job to know what can be found and where. If it is latex you require, you would do well to search just outside the Blue Badger Gate or the Yellow Serpent Gate. Seek out the mature trees that stand in those areas and then put your hatchet to use. I wish you well. Botanists can use hatchets and other cutting tools to log the forests of Eorzea and gather materials in crafting. Trees that are primed for logging are known as mature trees. To locate mature trees, make your way out of the city and then use the botanist action known as triangulate. Now if we jump down to our timers here, so we go into duty, go down to timers, go to next mission allowance, we will see that latex is now part of our provisioning missions and we need 10 of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get some latex for my supply mission and for future as well. So I'm going to need 20 pots of it. But first things first, we got to get there and we got to get some latex. And we're going to level up fairly quickly with this class, just as we did with the others. I've got my little fingers crossed that some of our our crafting gear is going to move across to our gatherer. Let's find out. Alrighty, off to the Blue Badger Gate in Central Shroud. You can go to the yellow, it doesn't matter. And finding mature trees. I'm going to grab this triangulate. I'm going to put it up on the second row because it's kind of in the way on the first row. Finding mature trees. Botanists can use hatchets and other cutting tools to log the forests of Eorzea and gather materials for use in crafting. Trees that are primed for logging are known as mature trees. Mature trees are only discernible from other foliage when using the action triangulate. While this action is active, the location of mature trees is displayed on the minimap. Once you have arrived at a mature tree, right-click on it to begin logging. Alright, so I'm going to click on Triangulate. We now have the little Triangulate button at the top of the screen, and we're going to toddle on over to... Now, if you look in your mini-map, you will see that there's a little tiny wheat ear. If you look in your main map, you'll see it's completely and utterly blank. You cannot find your harvesting locations in your main map. You have to watch this little map like a hawk. Or you can just run around like a lost chicken until you find it. It's up to you. So now you can see we have 3 nodes that we can harvest from. And I'm trying to... What's wrong with me? I am stuck. I am absolutely stuck. Well, that's irritating. That means we have to return to New Gridania and come back out again because I've got myself stuck on the log. If you ever get stuck, this is probably the easiest way to unstick yourself. It's also irritating, but anyway, we won't go there. That's the first time that's happened in 2,000 hours. So, actually 2,900 hours. So I guess I don't have a lot to complain about. Let's go back to the Blue Badger Gate and repeat our error. No, not repeat our error. We won't go that way again. We'll try a different way. We'll just go round along the path like a civilized little bean. Normally you can just jump your way out of it, but not that time. That was odd. Alright. Sneaky trees. Clearly they don't want me to log this one. Well, that's just too bad. Right click. Gathering. As many as 8 different types of items can be found on a single gathering point. Begin gathering by selecting an item from the list that appears after right-clicking the target. Your chances of successfully obtaining the selected item are displayed as a percentage to the right of its icon. Gear with a high gathering rating will improve these chances, but only if your class level is at or above the item level, also displayed to the right of the icon. An item's position on the list is determined by its type. For example, branches are always found in the 3rd slot. Remembering which type of items are located in which slots will help you when coming across a new type of mature tree. Alright, so all of these things with question marks, very similar to our crafting. We're going to get rid of the question marks, and we're going to make sure quick gathering is not enabled while we do this. So let's go. I want one of those. Gathering interface. A list of items available through gathering can be viewed by opening the gathering log. This feature is accessible via logs in the main menu. Items that you have successfully gathered will at least once will appear with a check mark beside their icons. Gathering an item for the first time will earn you a special experience point bonus. Certain items can only be obtained in certain areas. To confirm where an item might be found, refer to your gathering log. We'll do that in a minute. So basically we're just going to get one each of these, hopefully. If we're very lucky. Right, that's our maple branch. Oh my gosh. And we're going to wander on down here. Now we're probably anything that's got less than 99 I'm probably going to sell because it's a pain. Latex, 100% chance of gathering. Ice shard, they're kind of important. And this, my friends, is why we gather all the things. So we're navigating by this little map up in the top right hand corner. Makes life a lot easier when you're looking for stuff. Gatherer's boon. Ooh. Oh, we've got that now. Awesome. When gathering, there's a chance of triggering the Gatherer's Boon effect, which will grant an additional item during the gathering attempt. The higher your perception rating, the better chance you have of triggering this effect. To know what your perception rating is, hit C for character. Go down here to this section where it says gathering. Our perception is currently 0. So I'm thinking we have a 0% chance, that's the bottom number here, of triggering the Gatherer's Boon. However, I do want to move Arbacall up to here, and Arbacall 3, and we want to move Mastery, Field Mastery 1 and 2 down to here. What Field Mastery 1 and 2 do we have our CPs? This will increase my chance to get items by 5%, and this will increase it by 15. Let's hit that. Alright, we now have an 84% chance to gather that. Let's stack it with this. Nope, it's not going to stack. Gathering rate up has no effect. Right, there's our maple log. Now what we're here for is latex. So I'm now going to go enable quick gathering. I'm just going to hit latex once and it will gather it for the rest of stuff. Right. Now we need 20 pots. I need 10 pots for my grand company and 10 pots for future. So, oops, I don't want to go that way. Back up to here. The other thing with gathering is it does involve a lot of running. Actually, you know what? We've gone to level 7. Let's see if any of our other gear can be worn. Oh, Hempen Shepherd's Tunic, which will give us some gathering as well as some craftsmanship. Let's equip that thing. It's ugly, but it suits. Rightio. We do need to find a repairer as well. Enable quick gathering. Once you've enabled it, you've got to remember to disable it if you only want to gather one, because it will stay ticked otherwise, unless you're gathering special items from special nodes. Okay. Turn around, run back down the hill. Look for the sparkles and you'll find your gathering points fairly easily. And this is not a bad way to just chillax as you do stuff. Click on the thing you want in order to kick off. 9 and 10 and 11. Right, so I need another 9 pots now. Oh, good, we know sneak. We're going to so need that. Okay, logging the hours, Black Shroud 1. Is that achievement about, I wonder? Let me have a look. Last 5 achievements will automatically pop. Log 20 times from level 1 to 10 mature trees in the Black Shroud. Now if we go down to character, no, crafting and gathering, sorry. Go down to botanist, you'll see that there are lots and lots of things. So Lanacea, you've got the same thing. We're in the Black Shroud, so we've got this one. So the next thing is we need to find levels 11 to 20 and log 300 times from it. You can do that if you wish. Can. Because one of the reasons you might want to do it, let me just duck back into it, is when you get down to a botanist life for me and you've actually logged 4,000, 5,320 times in the Black Shroud, you will earn Forest Reaper as a title. If you do that across all the different areas and you get a botanist life for me, Greater Eorzea, and you've actually logged 5,320 times in all the areas in the right spaces, you'll get the Axe of the Luminary, which is a level 55 item. You will, of course, by the time you get that, probably be about level 60 or 70. I did do it once. I didn't finish it. Because I was level 60 or 70 before I finished the Black Shroud. Anyway, let's have a look at Sneak. The Disciple of the Land action Sneak allows you to conceal yourself from enemies so that you may log, mine, or fish without fear of being attacked. Be mindful, however, that this ability is not effective against enemies with a level significantly higher than your own. So with Sneak, the first thing you should do whenever you get it, and I'm going to put it up here so I remember to do it first, is, actually I'm going to put these up on my number 3 slot. There we go. As you should hit Sneak. Okay, so now we can't be seen by aggro monsters that might want to hurt us. You'll also notice that there is a mature tree over here. Sorry, a shiny sparkly thing. It won't show me on the big map, I forget. Let's see if we can get to that. Usually they run out by the mark. So let's see if we can. It's gone. Yeah. You sense a grade 10 mature tree 20 yards to the southeast. Alright. That's fine. Oh, we might have found it. We did find it. Right, we're at the level 5 because we're after latex. Lots of latex. Quick gathering is enabled. I've got a 100% chance of gathering, so I don't need to play with these two. I've got 0% chance of triggering the Gatherer's Boon because I have nothing on me that improves my perception, and my perception is at 0. How much latex have we got, you ask? We're at 19. I only need one more 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on that, turn off my quick gathering, grab my latex. So that should give me 20. Now technically I could stop logging here, but I'm actually going to go enable quick gathering, and we're going to get some wind shards so that we can supply our carpentry habit. Right. Now I have the clogs on me and I have the latex on me. Let us head back to Limsa Laminza, into the lower decks. We're going to earn ourselves some company seals. Hopefully it'll be somewhere around 200. I'm not sure if we have enough to do that yet though. Down to the aft castle, or rather up to the aft castle that's on the upper decks. Hang a left, left girl, left. There we go. Let me just put this into the chat. Off to turn in some company supply and provisioning missions. I missed a whole word off the end of that. Never mind. The reason you want to do company supply and provisioning stuff is because you earn seals. Seals are important for promotions. So we now have some crafting stuff on us, and we now have some gathering stuff on us. So each crafting and gathering job you pick up will let you do this. We're going to earn 8 seals off our supply mission and 12 seals off our crafting. It's better than a poke in the eye with a blunt stick. Let us do that. Right click, left click, hand over. Ooh, got some carpentry experience and some seals. Now, the higher level the stuff you provide, the more seals you're going to get. Alright, over to provisioning. You're going to go right click, left click. Right click, left click, hand over. Boom. Also remember that your free company supply and provisioning missions will do that. Expert delivery. I need to be Storm Sergeant 2nd class. Now promotions, you ask if you want to apply for a promotion. You talk to the Storm Personnel Officer. He says you are currently Storm Private 3rd class. To qualify to Storm Private 2nd class, you must fulfill the following requirements. You need to have 2,000 company seals to buy your way up. We need to look into that. Okay? And if you have a look over here, Control C for currency, we can carry 10,000 seals on us. We now have 320 seals. Don't know where I got the others from, but we're going to talk to our quartermaster and make sure we're in the right box. We need to go to materials, that one. We're after a Storm Chocobo issuance because we have our My Little Chocobo mission to complete, so we might grab this. Grab our 200 seals that we have now earned from all the little bits and bobs we've been doing. And we're going to go and find the lovely lady who has the Chocobo. Now I think she's outside the drowning wench, so we'll toddle on past our Ethernet shard. We will hang right, and we'll head on out this way and see if she's up here. I could be wrong, she might actually be on the lower decks, which would make more sense. Actually, I think that's exactly where she is. Nope, not there. Alright, my bad. She's actually on the lower decks, which does make a lot more sense, outside Bulwark Hall. And do you know what? I lose her every single time I do this. I've done this a couple of times, so I don't know what my excuse is. We need to go back down to the Aetheryte Plaza. Actually, we could have just taken the lift. Never mind. Aetheryte Plaza. Look for Bulwark Hall. It's that thing with the big red flag on it. toddle in this way. Because this is also the way out to Middle Lunara. Our first Chocobo is what we're doing. For Maelstrom, so head on this way. Duck around the corner. There she is. This is Fregein, and there's our exit into Middle Lunara. Alright. Want a bird issue, you say? Then I'll need to see your Storm Chocobo issuance. Here you go. Uh-oh. What am I going to call this one? I know what I'll call it. Yes, everything appears to be in order. A moment, please. I'll be right back with your Chocobo. Oh, pretty bird. And here he is. This fellow has been in high spirits the last few bells. He must have sensed that his master was coming. And, oops, now then, to make it official, you'll want to give your noble steed a name. I'm pretty sure he just voiced his own line there. Well, let's give him a name. Now, I'm a member of the Maelstrom. I'm just going to see. Give me a minute. Storm Private. Right, that's what I thought. Look, he's yellow like sunshine, and we belong to the storm, right? So we'll call him Stormshine. No. Lightning Storm? Sunstorm. Let's call him Sunstorm. There we go. Where? We'll make it one word, even though technically it's two. Yes, we're calling it Sunstorm. Where? Alright. Now what have I got to do? Speak with Fregein. Why can't I speak with her? Probably because I need to be... Oh! I need to be level 20! Excuse me for a minute. I can fix that. Rightio. Now we can talk to her. I dare say he likes his name. Here is your very own Chocobo whistle. Simply blow into it and your feathered friend will come bounding to your side. But do forgive him if he doesn't respond when summoned in crowded city areas or monster-infested lairs. Chocobos are stout-hearted creatures, but they have their limits. And lastly, I present you with your Chocobo rider's license, as is required by law. And that concludes all the formalities. I wish you and your Chocobo long years of fulfilling companionship. Nice. Personal Chocobos. You can use a Chocobo whistle to acquire the action to summon your personal Chocobo. Unlike rental Chocobos, there is no time limit regulating how long you may remain on Chocobo back. Remember, however, there are areas such as highly populated cities and narrow dungeons that your Chocobo will refuse to enter. The action to summon your Chocobo can be set to your hotbar and is located within your mount guide, found under the character in the main menu. Chocobo armor, or barding, can be equipped via the companion interface situated in the character section under the main menu. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to toddle out here into the open where we can summon our bird. There we are. And I think... There, look at that in the background. Let us go into our inventory. Let us find our Chocobo whistle. There it is up the top. We're going to right click on that. We're going to use it. I can now summon my Chocobo mount, but you will note that my Chocobo mount is nowhere to be seen. So, we're going to go down here into character. We're going to go down here to mount guide. We're going to grab our Chocobo. And we're going to put it up here with all the other transport items. So I've now got my teleport, my return, my Aetheryte tickets, and my company Chocobo. And then I'm going to click on it. Because we're outside the city, we can summon it. We automatically mount, as you can see. Just move in that way. Dismounting personal Chocobos. While on Chocobo back, a Chocobo icon will appear in your status effects bar, which is up here. See this? Mounted. Right, you can dismount your Chocobo at any time by right-clicking this icon or by re-clicking the action used to mount your steed. Use the Chocobo whistle to summon your steed again. So basically, I can either right-click this, or I can just click on this once. Now I wonder if we can get ourselves a little Chocobo mount. We will have to go to Camp Tranquil. So Camp Tranquil is where you find the starting quest. Yes, I think. Dosette. Alrighty, so this is Dosette. Say hi to Dosette, my feisty little Chocobo. Dosette appears to have caught scent of something. The unmistakable smell of Chocobo clings to you, adventurer. Hey, I only sat on it once. Would I be correct in assuming that you have your own trusty steed? Aye, I thought so. Now tell me, is your bird battle-trained? If not, you might consider seeking the advice of Luculot over at Bent Branch Meadows. The Ishgardian native is something of a prodigy in all matters concerning our fine feathered friends. He should be able to help you attain greater affinity with your bird. Well, let's go find Luculot over at Bent Branch Meadows. There we go. Alright, where are we at? He's up the stairs, if I remember rightly. Oh yeah, there he is. We should still have our 10 pots of latex as well. Yeah, I do. So I can fulfill that mission for my first hatchet. But we won't do that today. I think what we'll do is we're going to go and take our fighting Chocobo fighting. Hi, Luculot. Good day to you, Mistwalker. Is there something you need? You wish to have your Chocobo trained in combat. This is no small request you make. Riding your bird is one thing. Asking it to take hurts in your name is quite another. Hey, healer. I will help train your Chocobo, but on the promise that you will never unduly expose it to danger. Do I have your word? Very well. To begin, we'll need a bunch of Geisel greens. You have my leave to pick one from the fields yonder. Return here when you have it. Very well. Let us go find our Geisel greens. No, a little bit of, well, a lot of housekeeping this episode. We've learned our first crafting thing, and we have learned our first gathering job as well. We've got some crafting and gathering gear. We still haven't managed to do Sylphic Studies, which is the quest we need in order to be able to pick up our White Mage job class. We will have to really think about getting into that, but I did want to have my Chocobo running by my side. Have you acquired the greens? I have indeed. Superb. Then we shall get straight to it. Doubtless you already know this, but Chocobos are highly fond of Geisel greens. They love the leafy vegetables so much, in fact, that they will completely forget their fears in the face of danger. Thus, by feeding your bird the greens, you can prevail upon it to fight beside you, and then, once called, it will be up to you to direct its actions as you see fit. You will find that your Chocobo innately responds to a number of general commands. Give your bird an order, and it will act accordingly, and to the best of its ability. This simple yet effective methodology was developed by the Fortomps family, one of the most foremost houses in Ishgard. And that concludes your lesson. Of course, it is not enough to merely hear about a practice. One must venture forth and attempt it oneself. Summon your Chocobo with a bunch of Geisel greens, and together make your way to Sorrel Haven. The Broods is that prowly area ought to be a suitable challenge for you and your companion. Put down 3 of them and return here. And lastly, by way of advice, I would recommend you keep an ample supply of Geisel greens on your person at all times. Our resident vendor will be able to provide you with as much as you can carry. Right, fighting with your Chocobo. In addition to riding him, you can also summon your Chocobo to fight alongside you. To do so, you will first require a bunch of Geisel greens. This Chocobo favorite can be purchased in stores. To summon your Chocobo, simply use the greens. Chocobos gain experience points and grow just as you do in combat, but they can only fight in the same places in which they can be ridden. When traveling the world alone, your feathered companion may turn the tide when fighting enemies of a comparable level. Well, let's go. So in order to get to Sorrel Haven, actually we go up that way, but I've just remembered we only got one bunch of Geisel greens. Jumping into here, We're going to grab our Geisel greens and we're going to put them down here on our hotbar. It's easier that way. We're also going to right click them. Oops, no, we're going to left click them and summon our Chocobo. Now we have no Geisel greens. Ordering your Chocobo. Why do I not see my pet hotbar? Never mind. Once summoned to battle, your Chocobo will remain with you for 30 minutes Earth time, or until he suffers injuries grievous enough to make him flee. To give your companion orders, use the commands located under Orders in the Actions and Traits interface. To order your Chocobo to auto-attack, simply select Free Stance. You can dismiss your companion at any time by selecting the command Withdraw. Use another bunch of Geisel greens to summon your steed again. And this is one place you can get your Geisel greens. The other place is there's a vendor near the Etherite in Limsa. But these guys, you go, well, actually, let's go repair gear because we have broken quite a lot of stuff. I'm going to repair all inventories because it's my crafting gear that is the most bent. So we'll fix that. We'll just wait for it to be done. Right. Everything is mended. Now we'll grab the merchant again. We will purchase items. And we'll purchase Geisel greens. Yes, I purchased a stack because it's easier that way. I don't forget. Rightio. Let's get cracking. So we're going to head on to the log. And we might just do this quest and then maybe call it a day, I think. But we're going to turn our first Chocobo into our fighting Chocobo. And especially if you're adventuring as a healer, but most classes find it handy to have a Chocobo to either, if you're a tank, it's good to have a DPS or a healer with you. Your Chocobo can do either of those. If you are a healer, it's nice to have a DPS or a tank with you. Again, your Chocobo can do that. And sometimes he'll get cheeky and he'll heal you because you've gotten a bit dented. This is when you have him on free stance. The AI running them is fairly good. The critter AI that they've developed. Your Chocobo has your best interests at heart. It's down here. Yeah. So we're just going to go find these broodses. They actually just swing left. Because we're level 40, most things in this area are going to leave us alone. Even the aggro bunny toadstools that normally have a shot at us. My only hope is I don't damage this one. Now we're going to let our Chocobo run the way it wants to run. So we will, you have to attack and he'll head on in. And there he goes, pecking away. So we'll fight alongside him. How many of these do we need to murderate? I think it's 3 of them, isn't it? So there's one. Let's go find another one. Is that good? Yeah, good bird. We get him. You can also heal your Chocobo if he gets damaged. You actually just click on him and then hit your heal button. Which does come in handy. And we'll get the 3rd one. We'll get him. Healers can't move and cast, even though I made it look like I was. You just basically have to be close to the end of your spell. Now, you know what? I could run all the way back to Lukalot. Or I could be really lazy, take the expensive route, spend 100 gil to just teleport down to where he is, which is what we'll do. It does save some of the toing and froing in this game if you remember that you can teleport to the Etherite and you can afford it. I love seeing this guy's here. It's so good. Anyway, let's head on this way. And they're all Storm members. I know, I don't know who they are. So but it always lightens my heart to see other players roaming around my MMO. Funny that. Lukalot, how are you? So, you've successfully negotiated your first few battles with your Chocobo. Well done. Tell me, how did it feel? Was it not supremely reassuring fighting with your feathered companion? Your Chocobo can make up for your shortcomings or build upon your strengths. Indeed, there are countless ways the two of you might complement one another. Through some experimentation, you'll come to find the approach that serves you best. I found I like him in free form best. Ah, before I forget, I have one last parting gift. A saddlebag for your Chocobo. Carrying Geisel greens about can be quite cumbersome after all, and there should be sufficient room for your personal belongings should the need arise. I pray it serves you well in your travels. You can now access your Chocobo saddlebag. This supplementary storage window can be accessed by selecting Chocobo saddlebag, located under character in the main menu. It can be. A saddlebag for your Chocobo is now available. This spacious sack can be used as a supplement to your normal storage, with features allowing for the simple transfer of items between the saddlebag and your personal and retainer inventories. Your Chocobo companion does not need to be summoned to access the saddlebag, however. It cannot be opened in an instance dungeon, so be sure to remove items required on raids to your normal inventory before commencing the duty. Alright, so you can indeed go down to character and go to Chocobo saddlebag. Okay, there it is. Or you can go Control-Shift-I and bring it up wherever you're at. It's just easy to do. I tend to stick things like my materia in there, because that way when I get some new equipment at lower levels, at higher levels I don't, I put it in my retainer. But at lower levels I put things like my materia in there, and my Glamour prisms, and my Glamour dispeller, and Jandalane's token. That'll go into a retainer later. Just to get things out of my pack. I don't normally stick my weapon coffers in there, so we'll just sort. Sorry, right click and sort. And we'll right click and we'll sort this. There we go. Right, then we have a little bit more room. But that's that, guys. If you've enjoyed not managing to get to our white mage quest, but managing to do a lot of other things. So today we managed to get our first crafting quest and our first gathering job. We also managed to unlock our Chocobo, and we managed to teach it how to fight beside us. And over here, this pup no longer, this is your PvP quest, which we haven't done yet, but we have managed to pick it up. Braving New Depths, that's the Sunken Temple of Khan, which we will get to. But and we're on our way. We're not far off Sylphic Studies, which is what we need in order to be able to unlock White Mage, which I might try and get done next episode, but no promises. We'll see how it goes. But on that note, I'm going to bid you adieu. And I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much for keeping me company this morning, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. Have a really great day out there.